It's time for another One Direction fan fiction. They like doing them from the point of view of Niall. Damn! I wish that this interview would just hurry the fuck up already. My pants were too tight and I was beginning to get a problem in my lower region. Always describing an erection as a problem. Zayn had bitten his lips so many times it looked so good to just kiss and never let go. Not to mention the amount of times he has accidentally given us a flash from under his t-shirt. Now Liam, just by the sound of his voice coming from those big lips of his, just made me twitch in my pants 'cause his lips... I can almost moan at the memories. Well, that's a wrap, guys. Great to have you. The interviewer smiled. The cameras shut off and we thanked the lady. I forgot her name. He's so uninterested in girls. And were led out of the room by Paul and some other security guards. Zayn was the closest to me, so I held his hand in mine. He smiled at me lovingly, and I returned it. It was a group relationship, this. We all loved each other, and they were all my boyfriends. There was no jealousy, and there were no secrets. It was perfect. Nobody really knew except Paul, because he overheard talking about us one time. What? But he said it was fine, as long as we weren't too loud. I love the idea of, like, their security man finding out that all five of One Direction are sleeping with each other, and he just goes, as long as you're not too loud. That's his reaction. Not shocked, not interested, just don't be too loud, please. Paul needs his sleep. Louis sat across the opposite side, and our legs were tangled together. I rested my head on Liam's shoulder and kissed his neck softly. Liam. That's my Irish accent again, for all of you Irish accent fans. I groaned softly to his neck. He wrapped his arms around my waist and put his hand on my hip and traced a pattern on it. I looked over at the other boys and saw Louis whispering something to Zayn. Zayn smiled wickedly and kissed him quickly before whispering to Harry, who kissed him also. What are you guys whispering about? Liam asked. He's now from Birmingham. Harry whispered something to Liam, who smiled wickedly and kissed Harry. Stop smiling wickedly! Oh, tell me, I said impatiently. Liam and Harry winked at me and I pouted. Amazing. It's a surprise, Liam smiled. I groaned, but it came out as a moan. Aren't they the same? When I felt Louis's foot trace around my aroused crotch lightly. Louis smirked at me when the bulge in my crotch grew bigger. Liam's hand was tracing patterns on my hip, moved across my stomach and closely to my crotch. Well, what are you doing? I asked weakly. They all smiled at me and Harry's hand started to make its way up my legs. Leave it for the hotel, please, Paul pleaded from the driver's seat. All the boys laughed, but all I could do is breathe shallowly. We reached the top floor after a painfully slow elevator ride with a certain Wolverhampton boy standing close behind me with his hands on my arse, massaging it lightly. Paul dropped us off in our hotel room before walking down to his own. The first thing that happened was Harry moved closer to me and smashes his perfect lips against mine. I wrapped my fingers in his curls, and I felt Liam start to feel my arse up again. Just fuck me already, please, I moaned. If you insist, Louis grinned seductively. Louis walked up to me and trailed his hands down my chest and started to suck on the base of my neck, my soft spot. I moaned when Louis's soft hands pushed my pants down to my ankles and take off my shoes. Once I was just standing in my boxers, Louis undressed himself, and so did Harry. Harry's underwear came off just like Louis's, and their erections bounced against their stomachs. It's very strange erections. Right up. There you go. Boo! Pre-cum dripped into my underwear, and I pulled them off quickly. Louis and Harry both came up to me and pulled me so they sandwiched me in between their naked bodies. My hands trailed down his perfectly sculptured naked body, and I traced my hands around his cock, making his hips buckle into mine. In so many of these, they use the word buckle. Who says that about anything? Oh, God, you buckled into me. It's a mental thing to say. You know what we're going to do to you now? Asked Harry seductively. This is the best part. We're going to fuck you so hard you won't be able to walk.
We're going to fuck you so hard you won't be able to walk.
Louis said in my other ear. Romantic. Oh, we'll make you come over and over until we're all satisfied with your perfect ass, Harry said hotly as he squeezed my ass. That's right, suck him off, Niall. You like cocks, don't you? All in your mouth and ass, Zane said closely to me. I moaned around Louis's cock and bobbed my head. His hands tangled in my hair and pushed himself all the way into my mouth, so I was deep-throating him with his cock touching the back of my neck. The back of my neck? Like, that's here. What's it doing here? The horniness in this atmosphere was tense, and it was amazing at the same time. The horniness in this atmosphere. I was on my knees at this point, and I felt a sharp slap across my arse. I made a noise around Harry's cock, and Harry moaned loudly. My arse got slapped again, and I moaned this time. My mouth came off his cock, and I got down on my knees. I was so hard it was driving me crazy. I need someone to fuck me now. You ready, Nyla? Zane asked from behind me. I turned to look at him and he was holding a bottle of lube and pumping his cock. I nodded and moaned as he put some lube on his fingers and slid a finger into my entrance. They like calling a bum an entrance. I moaned and groaned as Zane pumped his fingers in and out of me. Liam kept slapping my arse and it was all getting too much. Ah! I screamed as I cummed all over the carpet. Liam reached under me and held my cock and my elbows dropped to the floor, so my arse was in the air. Good boy, that's number 1 for the night. Let's see if we can break our record, Liam said to me. He started to pump me, which made me hard again, and I moaned loudly. Hard already, straight away. Like, oh God, yeah, that just happens. This girl knows nothing about the penis. Zane's fingers pulled out of me and they were replaced by his cock stretching my arse. Ah, fuck, Zane. Ah, yes, fuck. I groaned as he pushed his way into me. He started to thrust in and out of me and I moaned and groaned and swore all the way through it. Halfway through it flipped me over on my back and continued to fuck me hard. Harder, Zane. Oh, fuck, I moaned. Liam was jerking off to all this as Harry and Louis made out and sucked each other off. It's just too much going on. Like, how did you follow this? Ah, I'm gonna... Zane moaned as he filled me up with his cum and squeezed my legs against his chest. He pulled out and I groaned as I was so close to hitting my second orgasm. I panted and Zane's place was replaced by Liam's mouth licking Zane's cum out of my arse. Is there any need for that? Come on now. I moaned and Liam started to mouth fuck me like crazy. What's that? Is that a term? Harry made his way over to us with Louis and Harry bent down to us and kissed me hard. Right, that's really like too much is going on. That doesn't even make sense anymore. I kissed him back and our tongues danced together in a very open-mouthed kiss. Liam's mouth soon moved from my arse and Harry moved on top of me, so his arse was rubbing up against my dick. I moaned loudly and I think it was Liam who pushed their big cock into my arse and started to fuck me hard. Too much. Don't know what's going on anymore. I'm just reading dirty words. Oh, yes, I moaned. Fuck me, baby, while you're getting fucked, Harry moaned against me. My hands reached down to his arse and I stuck a finger inside his entrance and saw he was already loose. I grabbed my cock and pushed it in his arse and Harry sat up and started to ride me. And I couldn't keep it in when I cummed inside of Harry. He kept riding me with droplets of my cum flying out of his arse. She's gone mad. This is mental. Louis came closer to us and started to kiss Harry from the side. Louis eventually ended up putting his legs either side of me and pumped both his and Harry's cocks as Harry rode me as Liam fucked me. What? I was sweating like mad and my hands held onto Louis's ass since it was so close to my face and I rubbed and massaged it. Ah, fuck! Ah, yes! Oh my! Liam screamed as he pulled out and cummed all over me and Harry. It sent me over the edge a third time and I cummed again. 3 times within about 5 minutes. That is not humanly possible. Harry got up off me, so did Louis. I watched my cum drip out of Harry's ass and run down his leg, and he walked over to my lying figure. I'm just going to walk over to your lying figure. He lifted me up and stood in front of me. I put my mouth around his cock and started to suck hard and fast. His hands were twisting in my hair, and he was moaning like crazy. Of course he was moaning. Always moaning. He deep-throated me, and I hummed against his dick. Hummed against... what? Hum... just with the penis there. Hum... sending him over the edge and shooting his cum down the back of my throat. I gagged a little bit, but took his entire big load. He pulled out and kissed me roughly before moving so Louis took his place. I didn't have favourites or anything, but Louis's cum was to die for. I took his length into my mouth and he was speaking so dirty to me that I got hard for the 4th time this night. Already! Jesus Christ! I left Liam's lips around my cock and I moaned against Louis's cock. I knew it was Liam because his big lips were practically made for this. I'm close, warned Louis. I was too, and my hips thrusted into Liam's mouth. His hands kept my hips down and my hips held onto Louis's hips tightly. Too many hips. This must have done something because his sweet load shot into my mouth and I swallowed it all down. I licked his cock clean and felt myself explode with pleasure as I shot my load into Liam's mouth without warning. He swallowed it all. Right, he swallowed it all. The 4th time, there would have been hardly any. Literally that much, if any. You did so well tonight. Harry praised me with a kiss on my forehead. I smiled weakly before falling asleep on the floor. I felt strong arms pick me up and move me into a bed. Arms and legs from all around surrounded me, and I fell into wonderful dreams, surrounded by the ones I love.